Welcome to the Popcorn Talk Network, for the online broadcast network that features movie discussion, news, and interviews. Press 1. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies. From the Popcorn Talk Network, the online broadcast network for movie talk, and the schmoes know, this is Marvel Movie News, bringing you the most up-to-date discussion and commentary within the Marvel Universe.
Excelsior to you, our merry Marvelites! Welcome back to our 23rd show of the year, 2015, 40 in all. 40 shows today. This is our 40th show.
It's perfect.
It's perfect because it's the Comic-Con show spectacular.
It's a big show.
We are the Marvel Movie News, coming to you live from the Danger Room, where we tell you all the news from all the studios and why you should be as excited as we are. Subscribe to us on iTunes at Marvel Movie News, or find us through the Popcorn Talk Network, YouTube/Popcorn Talk Network, or you can find us through their Popcorn Talks website, popcorntalknetwork.com.
I like what just happened to your voice.
I was going to say that was really impressive.
What did I do?
It got very light and fluffy.
Aw, ethereal. I like to say
ethereal,
Yeah.
yes. Or fluffy.
Fluffily ethereal. Follow us on Twitter at Marvel News PTN, or on Facebook /Marvel News Show. Like us, comment, make fun of us, do whatever you need to do. Just keep it positive and light. You can make fun of us and still be positive and light. We'll take that.
That's fair.
You'll take that.
Yeah, I'll take that.
I already have a favorite comment. Placko looks different.
She does.
Yeah, you look exactly like Meredith.
What happened to the red hair, Meredith?
I don't know.
Comic-Con was just a game changer.
I'm going through a transition, really. It's
Comic-Con was...
Twinsies.
Yeah, Comic-Con was good to you.
getting better all the time.
And Katie Dover loves your freaking shirt, Coy. That's the first thing I said to him when he came in, Katie Dover.
Dude,
pretty good.
Hot Topic's killing it.
Right?
I'm like,
I know,
back
right?
to, like,
Yeah.
I'm like a 14-year-old again. I'm in there all the time.
Yeah, I hate how good they're doing.
Cycle. We're like
We're back
to
into it
thinking,
being awesome.
Yeah, we're
It's
back
got
to
her
thinking-
universe.
Like, I have Hot Topic cash I utilize, which is a thing I never thought I'd say again. It's
Wow.
a really pleasant
They're on like a
experience.
15-year cycle where every 15
Yeah,
years we're
it's
like, yeah, you know what, they're okay.
You know what, Jinko jeans? Why not? Saturday.
Jinko. Hey, if you guys will tweet out a link to our show with a message telling people about the live chat, Jonathan in the booth will retweet you. Say hi, John Arvis.
Hola!
John Arvis is apparently from Mexico. I'm Matt Key at the Matt Key. We're joined by Coy today.
I'm Coy Jandreau at Coy Jandreau, CoyJandreau. We've gotten rid of one of them. There's only one fake me left.
Oh, there's one fake you.
There were two. Now there is one.
I only have one fake me.
There were two
Really?
fake
He's
me's.
got two
They would
fakes.
compete at times.
Oh.
Now there is but one.
Now I
I'm
want
soon to
another
be
one.
Highlander. It's like that Jet Li movie. I'm taking him out.
Yeah, we've also got Sisler joining us. He's back on the couch with us today.
Hey everyone.
Do you have anything you want to pitch? I know you've got your podcast that you're starting back up.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I have a show again. So yeah, go to iTunes, Crazy Six of Geeks. We're back. The first episode went up right before Comic-Con, and the next episode goes up later today. And it's just sort of like a Star Talk on a fictional basis, where you just jump into different fictional topics. First episode is artificial intelligence, and a psychologist and I talk about the hopes and fears and things we have revolving around that. Second episode is Gwenda Bond, who wrote the YA book Lois Lane Fallout, and we just talk about how amazing Lois Lane is and why she still matters.
I would like to purchase one of those shirts that you're wearing.
Yeah, we're looking into that.
We've also got at the desk today the effervescent Jenna Busch.
I like being called effervescent. Hello.
You are.
Are we plugging stuff now?
Well, let me introduce your boy Jeffrey Henderson.
Yeah, thank you.
I love you.
All right, so we've got Jeffrey Henderson. Now you may plug stuff.
Oh,
Jenna
okay.
Busch.
Sorry. On Twitter at Jenna Busch, BUSCH, like the beer, not the president. I can do this really fast because I did 4 panels at Comic-Con. I have a book coming out that I contributed to called Star Wars Psychology, Dark Side of the Mind that comes out in October. And I co-host a show, Most Craved, and I'm the founder of Legion of Leia. Follow us everywhere and please like us.
Oh, and actually, we have a book out that you can get at Barnes & Noble right now, along with the Psychology of Star Wars. The same series is Psychology, The Walking Dead Psychology, which I co-authored a chapter
That's
on.
cool.
Yep. It's
Yep.
really cool.
It's a way fun book.
Jeffrey, do you want to?
I've already been insulted in the chat room. Nice.
Yeah. It wouldn't be a chat room
That is
if it
efficient,
wasn't.
sir.
PlanetHenderson.com, at Planet Henderson. Anything else I'd want to say would go through there anyway. So just go and
you are a storyboard artist, correct?
among other things, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
But-
So, good to have you.
He draws
Thank you
all
very much.
things.
As you may have noticed, Meredith is out sick, but
Feel better, Meredith? Oh.
she's got the techno-organic virus, I think. I think next week she'll probably come in with a cyber arm.
That's actually kind of cool.
Yeah, that
right?
sounds
Yeah.
great, actually.
Yeah.
No, I know, right? Like, Cable's always like, it's a curse. No, it's not.
I
Come
feel like
on.
I should have her cough on me or something.
Yeah.
That's a really weird thing that I just said.
Yeah. Or a sexy thing, depending on what you're
Yeah,
into.
I will politely refrain from comment.
That's probably best.
So we've got some apocalypse news today. We've got Deadpool. We've got some big Deadpool stuff to talk about. Agent Carter, Spider-Man, new Fantastic Four trailer to talk about. But first, we're going to run over to Marvel Studios real quick, just to jump through Marvel Studios before we get to the bigger news. With Black Panther, a couple weeks ago, she said Ava DuVernay has decided not to do the Black Panther film. She was in talks. As she said, I'm not signing on to direct Black Panther. I think I'll just say we had different ideas about what the story would be. Marvel has a certain way of doing things, and I think they're fantastic, and a lot of people love what they do. I loved that they reached out to me. So in the end, it comes down to story and perspective. When we just didn't see it eye to eye, it's better for me to realize that now than to cite creative differences later.
That's a really interesting, her turns of phrase about like,
Yeah.
yeah, not really, and I didn't want to cite creative differences later. Sounds like that was not a good meeting.
Yeah.
Which makes me sad because I think she'd be really great for that.
Yeah, no, I totally agree, but it's I think it's smart of her and of the studio to be like, hey, you know what, this isn't working. This is what we want to do. You're not willing to do A, B, and C, so we got to find someone else.
And making a statement, I think, actually was a really good idea.
I agree.
Especially after it was all but locked, we were all like, "Yeah, it's almost her," and then it's better than the Edgar Wright thing. I mean,
That's true.
Yeah.
most things are.
Yeah.
9 years of working on a movie, and then
Go on.
I digress.
I thought it was particularly interesting with what she didn't say, too. There's a lot
Which
of...
is?
Well, just about a lot of the allusions to stuff without any payoff, where you can imagine kind of between the lines, she's a really talented filmmaker, and Black Panther... There's a lot of stuff that inherently kind of goes along with that if you're going to make a first Black Panther movie, and I can see just the Marvel guys going, "Oh no, ixnay on the radical stuff. No, we got Avengers 3 to worry about. What are you, crazy woman?" You know. So
Well, and I think that's become more and more of an issue with the Marvel Studios films as we've gotten bigger and bigger and bigger into the plans. Why Jon Favreau stayed for 2 movies because no one really gave a crap about Iron Man the first time, and if you threw in Captain America's shield in the background, that was just a joke.
right.
They decided to leave it. And Iron Man 2, though, they really are deep into their Phase 2, Phase 3 plan, and everyone's putting on all... I mean, we've talked many times about certain movies that have suffered because the studio's telling them, you need to include these 12 things.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And so I think this is where I'm getting worried Marvel is reaching sort of a critical mass.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'm worried
agree.
it's becoming more and more. I mean, it's becoming a studio in the negative sense of the word instead of the positive sense. Like, the creative freedom of Marvel is what allowed them to become this empire, and now that they're an empire, I'm worried that they're an empire. And, like, I just feel like the freedom in the movies doesn't feel as for the fans as it does for the profit, and the profit's already built in because of the fans, so it's weirdly, like, counterproductive. But it's still Marvel. I'm still in.
You've got all the money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have all of the money.
I mean, they've got that sweet Guardians money still. Like,
And they've
Yeah.
got, it's crazy how they handle like the upfront like contracts and stuff. It's a very different way to do it, and they do it really well. I just don't want it to, like power to corrupt.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. It's kind of that, like, what I feel like what happened with George Lucas, where he's like, fight the Empire, fight the man. We're gonna do Star Wars. It's amazing. And then he does the prequels, and he's like, I just want your money.
money's pretty cool.
Money's really cool. I am the
Guys.
Empire. So
Yeah. And after what
yeah.
Joss Whedon said about working on, I mean, that wasn't quite as veiled as what Ava said.
All wasn't quite as veiled.
No.
Yeah. I mean, Age of Ultron is as good ways. It still had like that studio movie feel, and it's the first one to
Vision,
have
though.
that.
Yeah, I think so.
That vision though. That
Oh, yeah.
vision though.
That was
no.
amazing.
There's no doubt that Marvel delivered on Age of Ultron. It was a great movie. It was a lot of fun. It had a lot of great parts, but there was a sort of difference of tone to it.
Netflix miniseries, Doctor Strange Vision, now.
Oh, I'm in. Totally in.
Do it!
All you have to say is
Every time
Doctor
Sizzler's
Strange.
on, he's just like Netflix miniseries, like
Yes.
Spider-Verse, this,
Yes.
this.
You
Spidey
just love,
2099, now!
Dude,
you love
yes,
that Netflix
I would love
though.
2099 as a.
They're serialized characters. They work better when you have the
Yeah,
space.
I totally agree.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Daredevil's one of my favorite things they've done because
so
of the
good.
very nature
I started
of that.
rewatching it this week.
Yeah,
it's
it's
so
Oh, we
good.
rewatched. Whoa, let's do that.
People get so mad when we bring up Daredevil. Have you noticed that on the
what?
internet?
Do
they really? No.
Everyone is like, they are always happy about Daredevil and always mad at Age of Ultron. I'm like, maybe we have a reason.
Well, yes.
Hey, we're all allowed our opinions.
Stop sharing opinions, Matt.
Yeah, right. I'm sorry. I'm a
I
robot.
want your
Daredevil
opinion,
was
I'll give it to
amazing.
you.
Yeah, I wrote an opinion piece the other day, and someone was like, but that's just your opinion. I'm like, well, yeah,
no,
it's an opinion
I
piece.
wrote it, and it said I in it. But okay.
Anyway, so let's. Black Panther, we're happy. We've talked about.
I'm still hopeful. I'm still looking forward to the Black Panther.
Do we have any directors that we'd like to see?
You had one last night.
We were just talking about this last night. You know who I would really like to see do Black Panther?
I don't.
Spike Lee.
Oh, gee.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
That's such a bold.
Wow, that is bold.
Yep.
I would watch the hell
But here's
out
the
of
thing,
that.
like, and I love Spike Lee, but people forget because he's become kind of this archetype or this icon. The guy can direct his ass off. I mean, like the non-radicalized stuff that he did, like Inside Man was great, and then even a lot of this stuff that was really pushing the envelope. That has never been done applied in any kind of superhero or genre context at all, and that could be absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it
Yeah, I
could
really
be.
like that.
I would love to see either Soderbergh or the director of the first season of Luther. Someone that
that's
can
a good
handle,
call,
because
too.
I picture Black Panther as like the James Bond of the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
And
He
if
is a
and if
bit. You're right.
Yeah, like just international man of mystery, but like with awesome.
He's Austin Powers.
Yeah,
I like
but
it.
That totally be something.
It's so
but
weird.
I think doing something like Luther-esque or even Soderbergh, who has that very very specific tonality, would be the way to go for me.
Yeah. Yeah. I know they were also talking about the director of that film that just came out, Dope.
Dope was amazing.
Which, I haven't seen that yet.
I haven't seen it yet.
Please,
Yeah.
Dope, and that guy should direct everything.
Yeah,
That was such
yeah.
a
The rumor a few weeks ago was that they were also talking to him at the same time they were talking to Ava.
Dope
so
and
maybe
Me Are on the
that's-
Dying Girl are two of the best things I've seen in a long time, and they helped me
man,
feel
that-
better about Terminator existing because that movie broke my cinematic heart.
God.
Yeah.
My soul was just
wow.
shattered across Skynet's
It hurt.
mainframe.
Wow.
It hurt.
All right, well, let's jump away from Terminator before you die again, and let's run to Doctor Strange real quick.
We'll bitch about it later.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it as brief as I can on Doctor Strange,
Which is tough
Which
for
is
you.
tough. It's tough. I've actually got some Comic-Con swag to show off in a second while we're here. But Rachel McAdams is rumored to be up for a Doctor Strange role.
Right.
The obvious choice being Cleo.
Yep.
So, I personally think that she's Cleo. Come
Yeah.
on. She
She's
could
gorgeous.
be Cleo.
Oh yeah. That's
You know what's funny about that? She was offered the role of Pepper Potts and turned
Wait,
it down.
was she?
Yeah.
why?
I
Why
remember
did she
that.
turn it down?
Because it was like no one knew that
What Marvel
Iron
was
Man,
gonna be.
Yeah, when Iron Man was going to rock out. The last,
Yeah, that's
everyone
true.
had Spider-Man.
Hey guys,
and-
remember that guy that couldn't keep a job and Ally McBeal? What if he is a superhero?
right,
What if he
exactly.
his girlfriend? John Favreau, the guy that did Swingers, is doing a $100 million movie. Please,
The guy who
please.
directed Elf was going to direct a new
Yeah.
Marvel movie.
Yeah. I
when the
love
last
Elf.
ones that
Elf was so
But what I'm
good.
saying is
Directing
it's not
star.
a superhero
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
And the last superhero movies that are fresh in our brain at that point was Amazing Spider-Man 3, or Spider-Man 3 rather, and X-Men 3,
yeah.
and Wolverine
Yeah.
Origins. It's just
Yeah.
who the hell wants to be in another Marvel superheroes movie?
And I was excited about it before it came out because I was a fan already.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
I hear it.
In fact, I actually, it's
we're all
funny.
biased.
I'd interviewed Favreau about it for some Vince Vaughn comedy movie, and I was like, tell me about Iron Man. And afterward, he was like, how do you even know who that is? Like, oh, is that because of the? No, seriously, I'm a fan.
Yeah.
I'm a fan. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but I think
That's
she'd be
actually
great
not
for
what
Cleo.
she said. She looked at him. She said, "I will cut you."
All right, maybe I said that.
With my box cutter.
Yeah.
I have it in my pocket.
You never know when you need to open a box.
It's true. That and my lightsaber.
So Clea is Doctor Strange's girlfriend throughout. I think
Well, she's also a badass in her own
She's,
dimension.
Oh,
She
yeah.
is. She is. She was introduced, I think, in Strange Tales 126 or one. I think it was 126. Along
Around
with
there, it was the
Dormammu.
first Dormammu.
Yeah, it was
one
the
of
first Dormammu, and
stories.
she wasn't named until like later in the 130s. I think she was just some mystery girl that Doctor Strange had a crush on.
Well, the idea was that in another dimension, Dormammu was essentially this devil warlord, and Cleo was one of the people fighting against him.
Yeah.
And she then became an on-again, off-again lover, and occasionally like sort of a partner in crime
Yeah.
or an ally. There have been possible future stories where she inherits the mantle of Sorcerer Supreme. You know,
I think there was one storyline when they were married or something. I don't think it was ever mainstream, but
Yeah, and then there was the animated movie where she's his first student as the epilogue. Yeah, so she's
and
had
then
a-
there's the Straczynski run where she's kind of a badass student along with the Ancient One.
right. And then
So-
there's also the live action Doctor Strange movie where she's just that chick who gets in trouble and he has to save her.
Just that chick.
That movie is awful.
That movie is
Wow.
terrible.
That movie is spectacularly bad.
It's magically bad.
When he's trained by the ancient sorcerer Linmer.
It is laughably bad. I've seen it at least 4 times.
I want to watch it again now.
Before we go too far away from it, Sam Mendes / and/or George Miller for Black Panther.
Oh.
Really?
I think George Miller, because he was going to do the Justice League. I think him on that kind of scope would be incredible. Or Sam Mendes with his take on Bond. Those are my new two.
I'd go for Miller.
I think those would be incredible, right?
I'm still crying that we don't have the George Miller.
Right, because it was something
Yeah.
special. But yeah, George Miller's Black Panther would be really cool.
That'd be fantastic.
What about George Miller doing Ghost Rider on Netflix?
Oh.
Don't
That
tempt
would be
me.
sick.
Yep,
sounds
yep,
right.
yep.
Right?
How do they keep screwing up Ghost Rider? We'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about that later. Anyway, so Cleo, it's the chick in purple on your screen if it's still up there. She's also a very powerful sorceress. She ends up being the leader of the Dark Dimension after she takes out... Well, Umar takes down Dormammu, I believe, and then Cleo takes down Umar. Umar is her mother or her aunt. I know that they're related in some way. So anyway, she's a very powerful sorceress in her own way.
With a crazy fashion sense, apparently.
Right?
I like it.
Look at that.
I kind of want to cosplay.
She puts coffee all over her pants. You can see the coffee. So anyway, that's the casting rumor for her.
Weird Ditko designs.
So that's the casting rumor. Nothing confirmed yet, but we do have confirmation that Tilda Swinton is indeed the Ancient One.
So cool.
I'm really excited about that.
I want her to play everything.
I know, she's so good.
There was a rumor a while back that she would play the Joker. And
I would see that.
I would watch
that
that.
would be
would see that.
amazing.
That would be interesting.
I'm sad that didn't happen.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of things to be said about with the
That's
Joker
true.
right now.
We'll get to that in 1 hour.
Yeah, we'll get to that when we get to
lot of
our
words.
DC
ideas.
Marvel crossover at 2. Anyway, yeah, she's. There are a lot of people who I don't know if it's a lot. There are a few people who are upset that they didn't get like an Asian or Tibetan descent actor to play it.
I think it's valid.
Yeah,
I think that's a very valid thing. Yeah.
Yeah, representation thing is, I mean, that's a huge deal in general. The reason I guess this doesn't bother me is because Tilda Swinton plays pretty much everything. Like, she's a guy, she's a girl, I don't know. I think I do absolutely understand why that's an issue, and I have had issues with stuff like that before. But I think in this case it doesn't bother me as much.
Well, it doesn't bother me because at least like they did like the whole gender bending, like kind of gender casting sort of thing. And I'm happy about that. I think that's really cool. And just because she's playing the Ancient One doesn't mean that they're not going to have other people playing the Ancient One. Because the way that
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a
I
body
think-
switching deal.
Yeah, I think she'll probably be like a major manifestation of the Ancient One. But I don't think she's going to be I really honestly don't think she's going to be the only manifestation.
There's also the thing too where, you know, if you cast it Asian, because I'm totally on board if someone has a problem, but the other side of that is it would be very easy for that to become a trope or cliche or a lowest common denominator too, and then it's like some Charlie Chan BS, and you don't want that either.
Yeah,
you know,
I totally agree with that. Yeah,
the mystical kind of.
I care more about talent than
nationality. And she's a badass.
Yeah, she's amazing, dude.
She's really good.
Can I give you the quote that she said about when she confirmed? She said, "I just really like the premise of this and the idea of playing this character. I'm a Marvel fan, and I think this particular world that Doctor Strange goes into is really, really, really exciting. The idea of playing the Ancient One is just really too tickling. I can't say no to that."
She's tickled, guys.
She's
If you doubt
tickled.
her, go watch Only Lovers Left Alive, wherein she plays a very similar character and kills it.
What was the movie with George Clooney where she, I think, got a supporting actress?
Michael Clayton.
Clayton, yeah. She's incredible, man.
She was insane in that movie.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see
We
her.
saw Snowpiercer the other night too.
Yeah?
She's crazy, and
wow.
which, by the way, that's
Is
one
it
of the
good?
craziest movies I've ever seen.
So bizarre.
I should check it
Have you
out.
seen that?
You really
I
have
saw
to.
Snowpiercer.
It's just wacky.
You got to check that out.
Captain America and the Ancient One together, of course.
That's the
So
best.
weird.
And the thing, man.
And the Thing.
Oh, Jamie Bell's in it?
Yeah,
that's
his
cool.
little breath.
Yeah.
So moving on, we've got a Blade rumor out of Comic-Con that Wesley Snipes says he's in talks to bring back Blade with Marvel.
I hope so, man.
He said, "I can break the story right now. Marvel and I, Wesley Snipes, have decided to have further conversations about doing another Blade. It's a topic of conversation. You know, it's inescapable."
It is inescapable. It has to happen.
Blade Trinity, wherein he left Post-it notes because he didn't want to talk to the director and signed the Blade.
Yeah.
I love the fact that he's like, Wesley Snipes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm curious. I'm in.
I I question it a little bit.
He's a bit on the older side for starting a new Blade franchise.
Well, let me throw this out there. In October, they're releasing a new Blade series where Blade goes and finds his daughter. And she becomes the new Blade.
Yep.
So
That would work.
I think
Old Man Blade.
Old Man Blade. I think that if they are actually in talks, which I actually kind of doubt a little bit. I hate to say that, but it feels like it could be Wesley Snipes.
Feels
like
a lot of tax money.
Self-aggrandizing.
it could be for me, it's like he called Kevin Feige and left a message. Oh, we're in talks.
We're in talks.
We're in talks. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
I
like,
want it to be true.
I want it to be true too.
I really do.
Because here's the deal. Blade, like the movies, like what was it, 95, 96 that the first Blade came out or something
That was
like
the first shot across the bow, man. And
That
it
was
was
the
legit.
first. It was good.
Really good.
It was good. Like I went back and watched it. It doesn't hold up very well now.
I
but
like it still, personally.
It's okay. It's okay.
I watched Blade Trinity
hate
2 days
it.
ago. That was a weird move on my part.
Yeah.
Weird move.
But it was a good, like, hey, we're Marvel and we're doing this, and
it was R-rated, and
it was R-rated. It was great.
It was very 2000s.
It was a lot of fun.
Blade 1, 2, and 3 are the most time-stamped 2000 movies.
absolutely.
Like, just black leather hallway fights, like aggressive
Sunglasses in a warehouse.
Yeah, rock
Black
techno.
leather.
It's so 2000s.
It's so
What
good.
are hallway fights?
And, the hallway thing in the 2000s was so strong. You could like show a hallway in 2000s and know
And
exactly
Norman
what you're
Reedus
gonna
and
say.
Ron Perlman.
Oh, dude.
Oh, yeah.
It's so
Come on now.
2000s. And the iPod shots in Blade Trinity were like,
yeah.
gotta make my playlist.
So there is the great line from Blade 1. Some blanks always have to ice skate uphill.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the Secret Wars recently,
Yes.
where Blade met Howard the Duck, they met a duck version of Blade who stakes Dracula, the Duck Dracula, and says some blanks gotta always ice skate
enjoyed
uphill.
that so
I was like,
much.
no way.
I actually laughed out loud.
that's
It was a good
I
moment.
know.
So
I
good.
died.
I haven't read that comic
We
yet.
have to do
haven't
some
either.
comic commentary at the end of the show because people have been committed, like asking
To
for
what?
it. We have
For what?
comic commentary at the end of the show because all week people have been.
Oh,
like,
I know. We've got to figure that out.
So much news.
Oh, before keep going on Blade. I've got to show this off real
Okay.
quick.
So if they don't do Wesley Snipes, who do we like for Blade?
Oh,
a good tangent,
wow. Oh.
My book is of a shanty. I'm gonna come to this camera over here and show it off.
Oh. By the way, I can't stop looking over your shoulder at the
Oh,
comments.
it's so much fun.
Look at this, huh? Oh, I go this way, huh? Look at that. There's a blank page, and then look at all those beautiful toys.
So it's not really a book.
No, it's not an actual book. It's not an actual book of magic, Alan. Jackass.
That's pretty impressive.
Sorry, I had to show that off.
I like it.
It's great.
It was great.
I had 4 friends tell me that they couldn't relax at Comic-Con until I had it.
I didn't
Yeah.
buy anything.
Yeah, that's the only thing I got.
Nothing.
Yeah, so
Sad.
anyway, so Blade, we good?
Good.
Good? We happy? All right, let's move on to television real quick where we got a villain tease from San Diego Comic-Con on Agent Carter. One of the showrunners and writers, Tara Butters, said the antagonists, I will say, exist in Marvel Comics, a version of it. There's a group called Secret Empire, and there's something called the Dark Force, which Blackout, who was in the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I think it was like episode 3 or 4 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in the first season, had the Dark Force in him, and it comes out of the Doctor Strange universe as well, so that's going
Right.
to show up. So...
There are a few villains who tap into the Dark Force.
yeah, they're quite I think Cloak,
Shroud,
Cloak
is a
taps
version of
into it.
Yeah.
Oh God, what's her name? She was related to Dr. Druid in some way.
Oh, God.
Khloe Kardashian?
Yeah.
Yes, Khloe Kardashian.
That's exactly
What?
it.
Is happening?
Khloe Kardashian. Like Shadow Woman, I think is her name, something like that. Anyway, something. Yeah. So anyway, but I'm not familiar with Secret Empire at all. I think that's an older thing. Do you know
Secret
that?
Empire, it started off as sort of a split off from Hydra in a way, and it was just they fought Captain America. They're most known for in the 70s. They were fighting Captain America and the X-Men, and then their leader, number 1, because they had like a council.
Yeah, they had
several people.
like a Council of 9 or something like that.
Council
Yeah.
of 9. So they wore the robes that had a little number on them.
So ridiculous. I hope we have that.
And so
now.
I really
number
do.
1
Amazing.
ran into the White House at one point to escape Captain America, was somehow able to get through all the security, and then went to the Oval Office, and Captain America saw him unmasked, and then the guy shot himself. And the very, very direct implication was that number 1 had secretly been the president of the U.S., and it was supposed to emulate...
I remember that comic.
Right,
Oh,
because this was
wow.
following Nixon, and that's in the scandal in the White House. They never actually said it was the president of the U.S. Nick Fury then commented on a high-ranking Washington official being number one. But the story was like in the White House, he shoots himself. Captain America is so shocked by the revelation of his identity that's when he becomes nomad for a while. And country.
Oh, wow.
So, and then they kind of went away for a while. And then one of my first Spider-Man stories that I read was them coming back in Round Robin, the Sidekick's Revenge, where they actually resurrected Moon Knight's dead sidekick, Midnight, and turned him into a cyborg, and they were setting him loose, and all this jazz. So they occasionally creep up, but they've also never been that.
They've never been
huge.
a big deal.
They've
It's
never been
always
quite
Hydra
Hydra.
aim. Yeah,
they've never been quite Hydra.
Well,
I kind of like that they're going deeper into things.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool
Yeah.
because I sort of like the Game of Thrones thing. If you've read the books, you're like, I know what's coming. Well, not anymore, but used to.
Yeah.
And it's kind of nice to have stuff where I'm like, I have to go look this up on Wikipedia.
Yeah,
I like that.
No, I love that, and the Doctor Strange stuff. That's why I was bringing up Dr. Druid earlier. Like, I think that's how they're going to relate it. I really think because if they're doing the Secret Warriors thing in Shield, that's Sebastian Druid, who is the son to Dr. Druid.
Yeah.
So I think Agent Carter might have Dr. Druid in it, whereas Agents of Shield will end up having Sebastian Druid. I think
it's a great way. I mean, when you have shows and movies in multiple time periods, it's a great way to connect them and give a sense of legacy.
Yeah, give them that sense of legacy, and then introduce the whole Marvel universe to like, hey, here's kind of an introduction to what Doctor Strange may be bringing.
I would really love to see some of the kookier Kirby and Ditko characters show up in Carter. Like, I would love to see Machine Man in Agent Carter with his telescopic
arms.
Inspector Gadget arms, and then you show him in Shield. He's still around, still looking awesome, but maybe now he's
Still
more
purple.
sarcastic. He's still purple.
You can still
but
see
now,
the gears.
Now he's gotten more sardonic with age, and so now he's more the Warren Ellis Machine Man.
Oh, jeez. Let's jump over to Agent. I love that, but we've got to keep moving because we've got.
Speaking of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.,
Yes.
Agent Carter and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Dub Smash Off is the coolest.
The
friggin'
Dub Smash Off.
I just wanted
so
to throw
fun.
in
I have not seen it yet.
The most
It's
recent one has
a
a very
lot of
special
fun.
cameo that's amazing.
I haven't
Really?
been able to see it yet.
It's
I think I
fantastic.
might be legitimately, not just fanishly, falling in love with Haley Atwell just based on the Dub Smash
See,
Wars.
I was thinking
Yeah.
I'm falling in love with Chris Evans, and
I
that's
mean,
okay.
it's understandable.
I've been in deep love with him, but now at the Dub Smash, I'm like,
Yeah.
Hey.
No, it's real.
I
it's
very
strong.
rarely get celebrity crushes, but Haley Atwell, like,
oh yeah, she's.
That
Did you see
Haley
her
Atwell
like
Smash
showing
Off
up
is
to
amazing.
and finding people in Agent Carter hats and saying
heard
hi to
about
them?
that. I didn't.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's really cute.
And she's got
That's
the Doctor
sweetest.
Who
Yeah.
connection for me because she was
Yep.
in an 8th Doctor audio play.
Was she really?
She was also in Pillars of the Earth, which was a really good miniseries.
Yes.
Speaking of Doctor Who, someone on the thread said Matt Smith for Moon Knight, and I like that.
I'm actually.
Just throw it out there.
I'm
It's an
okay with
interesting
that.
possibility.
It's
Just
I'm not,
wanted to give some
I'm not
credit.
against it.
Patterson
I'm not-
Joseph.
I want to see more Matt
no
Smith.
one knows who that is.
I've
Ben
been
Foster,
desperate.
not kidding. Actually, Ben Foster for Moon Knight would be great.
Paul F. Tompkins.
Oh my god! Get out! Get out!
Wow.
Oh my god! Oh, Brittany's in the chat. Oh my goodness.
Hi, Brittany.
Oh, she's mad at me because I said that I have a celebrity crush on Haley Atwell.
Oh, yeah, I did wonder, actually, as you said that.
But may I also point out that Brittany Wallach has a crush on Haley Atwell?
Oh,
so
yeah.
we share that. We share that.
You can bond over it.
She says she's going to kill this person I have a crush on, and it's her crush too. So
Oh, she can't kill her then.
she can't kill her then.
Nope.
I know that. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. real quick. Real quick
Just
news.
spinning out of control.
I know, right? Welcome to my life, Jeffrey. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the Inhuman Lash will be one of the big bad guys for this next season. He's a more recent creation. That's him right there. I think from Inhumans #1, written by Charles Sewell. And he's kind of hunting down Inhumans who he believes do not deserve the gift of Terrigenesis.
Well, because in the traditional Inhuman society, not everyone got Terrigenesis.
Exactly.
Right.
You had to basically apply for it,
And then you
looked
had
at
to prove yourself worthy.
They had to look through your family lineage. They had to say what's their status in our society, and like, yes, you are worthy.
Because
of
it was a
risking
social
turning
thing.
into a bulldog.
Yeah, it was a social thing because like
It's a hierarchy.
it's a it's a hierarchy, but it's also the Terrigenesis like helps their culture out. It's like, oh, you know what? There was almost a sort of mystical connection to the city of Adelan, where it'd be like, Adelan actually needs more people who can fly. So, oh, guess what? You can fly. Like there was a sense of like civic duty to it and all this other stuff too.
Yeah.
So when
we need more Tritons.
yeah, we need more people who can go under sea and breathe.
You look like you don't like your voice. Why don't you want to become a weapon? Come on now.
Come on, Black Bolt.
Blackagar Bolt again. Too long a name. We're calling you Black Bolt.
We're just summing it all together.
What? Nothing? You have nothing to say?
Sorry,
Learn
that's
some
your
sign
name.
language. Stop just talking to Medusa.
That'd be so
Weird.
funny if he actually hated the fact that everyone nicknamed him Black
Yeah.
Bolt.
But he couldn't say anything.
You're all dicks. If only I could express this.
Thanks for the tuning fork. Now Gene
I-
Simmons rips me off, and here I am, quiet and poor.
I don't know why Marvel doesn't let us write these movies.
I know, right? Jeez, we're so
Really
good.
a drama
We're so
right
good.
now. This is so good.
Anyway, in the Inhumans, in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., it sounds like he's going to be hunting down, which makes me think, like, are there other Inhumans who have gone through the process, or is a bomb set off in the episode 1, like a Terrigenesis bomb, like what happened in the comics? So, and then he ends up hunting them down, something like that. I don't know. So anyway, let's run over to big Sony news. Where Marissa Tomei has been cast as Aunt May.
What?
I like the collective "what's going on with reality" guys reaction.
You know,
this actually happened the Thursday before Comic-Con,
Yeah.
so it's a little old.
I'm really torn.
and somebody commented, or I wrote a thing on my website talking about it. It's her last. Can we curse on this?
We can say everything but that word.
Last bleepable day. Apparently, it is Marissa
There's an
Tomei.
Amy Schumer sketch that you need to
so
see
good, yeah.
that
Yeah.
relates directly to this.
Yeah. She's a little young, don't you think? A little bit.
Aunt Bay.
And doesn't that go... That's great. Doesn't that go to character? I mean, a big part of it is that he's so protective of her because she's older.
She's frail.
Because
I
she's
get
frail
that
and
they don't want to
sickly and-
have her be 70 at the outset, but in the first 20 years of Spider-Man, it was like, my aunt's heart condition. She can never find out I'm Spider-Man. If she has a heart condition, she's eaten very poorly.
Yeah.
She's done something wrong.
I think what they're taking cues directly out of the Ultimate Universe, where
But she wasn't
she's
even that young. She was
She
still
wasn't young in the Ultimate.
She was
Universe
gray-haired.
either.
She was
just
just-
had better hair.
Yeah. Marissa
I always
Tomei is
thought-
not that much older than I am.
look,
Just saying.
I think she's a
She
fantastic
was
actress.
so good and so naked in The Wrestler, and I don't feel comfortable thinking about May that way. Those are my problems with it.
So this is about mental scarring.
This is about me being like, oh God, Rule 34 makes sense now.
It's like that. It's like when Marvel put out that comic where Aunt May and Peter's mom were like young 20-somethings having fun. It just felt wrong.
Yeah, that weird. Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that.
that was a weird comic.
I don't
But-
need that to be canon in my brain.
No, and it's not. But this sort of bothers me, like how in comics, in a lot of comics, especially with the reboots happening in comics and film adaptations, there is this constant and growing need to de-age characters.
Yeah.
We can't have Superman be 35 and with 10 years of experience behind him. We have to have him be once again 28 and only with 4 years of experience, 5 years of experience behind him. And they keep putting Spider-Man back in high school because we can't deal with him already in college with
Yes,
years.
we
it's
can, though.
Of course we can, and it's just worrying me. I actually had this conversation with Greg Weisman when Amazing Spider-Man was cast, and we were like, "Does not even Aunt May can be old?"
I think it
Yeah.
makes sense for like if she
look
looked
old?
50. But Marissa Tomei doesn't even look 50. She's
Yeah.
she's like a good looking
She's hot.
mid-30s woman. Like, I just don't. I see Vanessa Redgrave or someone of that ilk.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I see
Yeah.
someone that has like this Shakespearean poise and
Helen
like,
Mirren.
you know what I mean? Something with some. She's hot.
And the other thing is, casting an older actress plays an important part. It goes to story and character, where you need someone that's matronly, because there is nobody else like that in his life.
Yeah.
And the fact that he loses his parents, like, you need that parental anchor. You need that Obi-Wan in the mythology. You need
Right.
someone
Yeah.
older to anchor
And
him.
if it's a parent figure instead of an older figure, it feels slightly off to me.
Yeah.
Well, also there are so few of those older, like grandmotherly type characters in the comics universe, much less the Marvel universe. So it actually made Aunt May sort of unique. You didn't see Reed Richards calling up his grandma
Exactly.
and making sure
Yeah,
like,
it
it was a
made it
unique
different.
status. Now she's more like so many other superheroes' parents. And if you're making any character less unique to me, then I lose interest.
I will say this. I mean, Marissa Tomei is what? She's in her 50s, right?
She's 50.
Is she?
I think she's in her
Oh,
50s.
I thought she was younger than that.
Oh,
but
no, no,
she
she
looks younger than
So
that.
looks
16 to
younger.
50
All
makes
right,
sense.
she is a little bit older than me then.
I will say this. I'm on board. I think she's an amazing actress.
That's true.
I
I'll give her a shot.
I
Yeah.
think she's in her 50s. Like when I was younger, my favorite aunt was like in her
No, it makes sense
like
as
late
far as
30s,
genetics.
early 40s,
Just
and like
she's just
so
so
like no,
younger looking.
But she can probably play older. Like she can play like that matronly, like grandmotherly sort of character.
They'll have her for 9 movies like they want.
Exactly. So like I'm on board. I think she's a great choice.
I'm on board. I just think it's an interesting thing to
And
be attracted
I
to.
think makeup can do a lot of things, and I agree with you.
But see, that's
yes.
the thing about not casting older women in Hollywood and taking younger women and
Yeah.
aging them.
I
which happens a
don't
lot.
disagree,
Yeah.
but I don't think that they're going to age her. I'm just mean like as a character, as
Unlike
like a
Yeah.
matronly,
Diane Lane
like-
in Man of Steel, that's kind of weird.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
Diane Lane plays
That
Superman's
is-
mom.
that's a
Robert
little
Downey
strange.
Jr. who's the
She
same
is
age.
50.
She's
plays-
50. Okay.
Yeah.
I had no idea she was 50.
Yeah, like Robert Downey Jr., who's the same age as Diane Lane, doesn't play someone's dad. He
Exactly.
plays Iron Man.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Yeah, and even though my dad is very, very into Diane Lane, I still, like, you look at her
Yeah.
and you don't think that, like...
You don't think like mother or like older mother?
Yeah.
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 I'm
No,
with you.
There was also something really nice about both the Kents and Aunt May, that they were both in a position where they weren't going to have children.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
and so having a child, whether it's the adopted alien or the adopted nephew, was really not in the plan.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and there was, growing up, like we were too old for this. We weren't going to do all this.
I'm not.
you know,
Yeah,
the
I'm not
person's
upset about
game.
the age or the casting. I'm upset about the dynamic we lose by
Exactly.
the choice.
Exactly.
Just
Yeah.
the dynamic.
Which is what it's indicative of.
But I just to close this off, I don't think that we've lost that dynamic. I think it's possible
Well,
that we
we'll see
will,
what
but I don't
happens.
think we will. I'm still on board.
I want
So-
to love everything.
Yeah, I know, right? Moving on to Fox. We've got so much to talk about with Fox. So we're going to spend the rest of the show talking about Fox with a quick wrap-up of Netflix at the end. Fantastic Four trailer came out. Josh Trank, first of all, a couple weeks ago promised that there's an epic slugfest in the movie at some point. That the audience, he said, the audience should expect an epic, massive, huge, multi-powered slugfest. This movie is big. There's a lot of stakes. The trailer that they released at Comic-Con and then later released online certainly seems to promise that we have a much bigger movie than all the other trailers have led us to believe. I don't know. Like I've been on board, then I've been not on board, then I've been
Yeah.
on board again. I'm still gonna go see this movie. I think the trailer. I don't know.
I like the
was
trailer
excited
better than the
about
last
it.
one.
I did, and I've been on board for it. I don't know what. There was something about this trailer that didn't. It almost like kind of like 2 steps forward, 1 step back for me.
It's like
in
they're
some
trying
way.
too hard.
Yeah,
Well,
a little bit.
Yeah, and honestly, I mean, considering the past versions of Fantastic
Well,
Four.
so here's where like I kind of got lost. There's that shot in the trailer where it looks like the forest is getting kind of sucked up into a portal of some sort. That's when I was like, oh, this is a much bigger movie than I thought. And then I immediately thought about Rise of Silver Surfer, where it seemed like this
Yeah.
very similar thing happened. I was like, oh no, please don't do Rise of Silver Surfer.
no,
Like,
no,
So
don't do that.
I'm still on board. I'm still gonna go see it opening night. I'm still excited about it. We say all of this because I know Coy has some exceptional opinions.
I was much, much more excited before this trailer, and I found out the thing sounded 12.
The thing sounds
Well,
cool,
that
and he
is
still
I
doesn't wear
love
pants.
Jamie Bell. He's a very, very talented man. I think he's an incredible actor, but the choice of voice, not like you've got gravel vocal cords, bruh. Like, why would you not sound like that? Would affect a voice.
And he's literally
And
made
when
of
you
rock.
see him talking, it just sounds like, "Hey guys," and it doesn't. Like Jamie Bell is really good, and they cast him for a reason. Why doesn't the thing have blue eyes? Why doesn't the thing have pants? Pants are
Yeah,
a
that-
big concern for me.
Yep.
That
Yeah.
gets a little
It's
weird.
a weird,
It does.
like, and I don't. The dynamic of the tone has changed with every trailer.
Yeah.
And this tone feels like a hodgepodge of all the trailers, which worries me that with the number of reshoots we know it went through, the movie's going to feel like 2 hours of throwing scripts at the wall. And I'm just really
Yeah.
worried that that trailer is our longest trailer, it's our biggest trailer, and it looks the most hodgepodge, and we've heard it's hodgepodge. So I'm going to see it, but I'm now less excited.
Why is it so difficult to do this movie?
It's not.
And Doom? What is Doom's like
Yeah, dude.
techno face
Can't
thing?
there just be a guy? He's the archetype
coolest
for
thing
Darth
about-
Vader, for God's
The coolest
sake. How
thing
hard
about
is
Doom
that?
is his mask. Why can't you do that?
I think they have a hard time accepting that anybody would ever willingly wear that mask.
People will.
I would.
Have they been
I'll
to
wear a mask.
Comic-Con? People wear that mask. They are that mask.
I'll wear a damn Doom mask for an entire movie.
No, not the
Masks
actors.
are
I
awesome.
think
He's
I
an
think
egotist.
I agree.
agree.
I think
He's
I think that
scarred.
the filmmakers. Here's my thought: the filmmakers believe that no one in reality, which is what they're trying to do really hard with this movie, is that no one in reality would ever willingly wear that mask around on a daily basis. Would I wear it to Comic-Con? Sure, it's fine. Would I wear it to shoot the movie in? Absolutely. But would I, Matt Key, as a
Well, I
narcissistic
understand.
villain, be like, I'm gonna wear this mask now?
But wouldn't you, though?
I'm not saying that I wouldn't. I'm saying that the filmmakers behind the
that
movie
he
think that he
But
would,
even in
or
the
think
comics-
that anyone ever would.
But even in the comics, he only wears it out with people. When he's in his castle, surrounded by robots of his own creation.
Yeah,
He
mask
lets
is
us-
off.
Which is a great nod to the psychology of the character.
Yeah.
You can infer so much from a scene like that. That would be wonderful to see.
Yeah, so
I liked it better the first time when it was called The Incredibles. Because it's funny, a movie that's essentially like a spin-off of the mythology
Yeah.
is the best version of the mythology.
Yeah, it
that
is.
it
they-
really is. It's
you know,
so good.
Love that movie.
It's like when Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull came out. I thought it was a really weird situation where I was longing for The Mummy, which was a ripoff of the first Raiders
Yeah.
of the Lost Ark.
Yeah,
So, I don't know, man. I just
love though that in the trailers when they're displaying their powers, there's such this strange balance of like, watch the Thing take on tanks, watch the Human Torch fly, watch Invisible Woman throw force fields, watch Mr. Fantastic cross a room slightly
Very quickly.
faster, not very faster, but like faster than on feet. Watch him stretch to cross that room.
He's very smart, though. Remember his smarts?
there's only one other scene where he uses his power, and it's when he's basically Dalsum from the Street Fighter, where he
Yeah.
goes over, hits him with
Yoga fire.
Yeah,
I was like,
Oh,
"Whoa,
that'd be epic,
yeah,
yeah.
it's like
Oh,
I'm
well, that's-
punching you now.
Can't wait to watch that. All right,
I want to be more excited.
We've actually got to wrap up in 10 minutes to make room for our Comic-Con trailer show.
Right.
So, Deadpool.
Okay,
good.
so now this is the
What?
opposite side of the spectrum.
What?
Also at Fox, I'm not just being studioist. Fox,
Yeah.
Deadpool, Fantastic Four.
Studioist.
I'm not being studioist.
Yeah.
Deadpool. I mean, guys, they made Deadpool. They did
did
that
it.
thing with
They
that,
did
that
it.
was never going
They
to
did
happen.
it.
I can't even words because excited. Colossus looks like Colossus,
Yeah.
which is exciting.
Well, and here's the thing: is they're not releasing the trailer officially
Yeah,
online
like 2.5
because
weeks.
Yeah, because they still want to clean up some of the shots.
is so cool.
Like,
Imagine that, not releasing it.
yeah,
Huh.
right?
Wow.
Yeah, crazy. So let the low quality exist out there. Who cares? Whatever.
We've all seen
Yeah.
it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see it?
I saw
saw-
it at Hall H. Like I got into the panel and saw it.
I saw little bits of it. I didn't see but I know my understanding is a big part of it. The freeway chase was part of the proof of
previous-
concept
yeah.
they did. to
Which I
begin
thought was
with,
smart to
so-
show again. Be like, hey,
Yeah.
we know that worked for us. Let's
Yep.
do it.
And
Yeah.
my
and they
thing
just
with-
extended it a lot.
Yeah.
It's great.
Where one of the studio guys released this thing where he was kind of scolding the fans for the nerve of you to release this. And first of all, dude,
That's
you're
how
a
Deadpool got
shill.
made.
I was just going to say,
Yeah.
the movie only got made because
of it.
fans were so committed and kind of went overboard to do it in the first place. So, and don't try to pull this goodwill for fans like you care.
Yeah,
You're a
because
studio.
Warner
Just
Brothers said
shut
the
up.
same thing with the Suicide Squad. They're like, well, we feel that there was a breach of trust between us and our fans. Like, yeah, you trust with your 6,000 closest friends
you
that
made
you've never
Superman
met.
Returns. There's the breach of trust. Shut up.
I really enjoyed that the Deadpool panel was like the entire panel was very tongue in cheek. There was a horse joke theme going throughout.
Oh
Like,
my
the whole
God,
thing
that
was
was
very
so
R-rated,
funny.
and I
It was
really
so funny.
like the pre-marketing with his Twitter's been incredible. All the images they've released have been incredible. The Comic-Con photo of him in the fucking poncho is
Yeah.
incredible. It's been so consistent, and the trailer I liked 80% of. I got to admit,
Yeah.
there are some parts of the trailer I didn't love, but it's a trailer.
There,
I'm not
there were,
supposed to
there
love
were a
all of
couple
it.
jokes that devolved
didn't-
more into frat humor
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
a weird homophobic
And I
frat
can't
humor.
like
Agreed.
every
Agreed.
But 80% of
Yeah,
it was
80%,
really solid.
and that's
You're
more
right.
than I can
And
say
that's-
for a lot.
Oh,
Yeah.
and I still want to see it.
Yeah, and
I
Yeah.
want to see it.
so I
Like
just
just the shot of him getting shot and then like looking through the bullet hole in his arm and going,
Yes.
son of a bitch. Like,
Amazing.
you just know that
It's
he's going to go
Deadpool.
kick that guy's ass.
And, like-
you can't wait.
the conversation with him and TJ Miller, like most of the jokes hit. I really enjoyed the humor
Yeah.
they're going for, and I
You look like an avocado had sex with an older
Like,
avocado.
so
That's
good.
so
That
funny.
was
It's so good.
so I mean I'm really happy they did it. I'm so happy.
And like the thing that got me the most excited was the acrobatics. Like
Yeah, it looks
he
they
like
practically shot
flies
it.
through the air like how did he
Yeah,
do that? And then he
yeah.
like shoots like 3 guys with one bullet. Like that was It's stellar.
I'm really excited.
And like seeing it in Hall H, the whole audience actually stood up and one more time.
Yeah, they played
one
it
more
again.
time. And then Hardwick was like, I've got a microphone, play it one more time. That's my power. You have to do it now.
And that's
it was
the
the
movie
best.
we've seen is the
It was
second
the
round. I'm
best.
so glad that
Yeah.
happened.
So anyway, can't wait for it. It'll be out in a couple weeks. X-Men Apocalypse. We had our first look at some stuff today. I don't know if those pictures are up yet, but we've got this. I think I'm excited for Apocalypse. I will say, but he does. I have to agree with everyone. He
Looks
does
like a
look
Power
like a
Ranger.
Power Ranger.
Yeah, he
villain.
does.
This is one of those things where I really didn't want to see a direct adaptation of the costume in the comic.
Yeah, I would have been.
Great.
I would have
Yeah.
been fine if it was a little less
Honestly,
cartoony.
well, I mean, the X-Men movies are known for saying, F the comic costumes, we'll do our own.
Yeah.
sort of-
Joking about them, even.
Right. We'll do our own style that looks more like a gritty sci-fi counterterrorism film. And
Yeah.
I was really expecting something weird and culty for Apocalypse, and we
He's-
went
he's-
a little too close to the source material.
Yeah.
He's gray with blue lips, and for some reason he's purple blue. And I also don't understand why he looks like a derpy Ronin. Like he looks
does
like
look like
Yeah.
a
he
derpy
looks like
Ronin.
Ronin has some minor health defect. Like
Oh my
it
god!
doesn't.
I don't know why I didn't think of that. He really does.
Yeah,
I
and like
wasn't
even the
cool
cowl.
enough for Mass Effect. I'm here now.
And in fact, it looks like he even has the A on the belt.
Which, come on.
Oh my God! Does he? I
And
didn't
Olivia
think-
Munn
you're
looks.
right.
I mean, that's another thing. It just looks kind of silly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that they're going for it big and they're going for it bold, but I don't like that they didn't make him gray. Like they,
Apocalypse should not have a
Yeah.
letter A
Look,
on his belt. He
I
should
love
not
that
be
he,
concerned
but
you don't know who he is.
Brandon.
he's got the tubes coming out of his head.
there's a lot right
Like,
to
I
it.
mean, there's a lot to be excited about. The
That
trailer,
mohawk, though.
I like the way
that
Storm
mohawk.
looks.
Oh man,
Yep.
I am so excited for the
Yep.
mohawk.
If Ivan Ooze wasn't in
the-
the movie, I'd be more excited.
the-
I'm so excited for Other Storm.
Yeah, oh my
Yes,
God.
another
yeah,
storm.
finally a
thank
good storm.
God.
And I don't think Psylocke looks bad.
I don't dig it.
Her costume's like half really sexy cosplay, half movie, and that's what's
Yeah.
weird.
It's
man.
very
like
Party
almost
City
there.
to me. Like,
Yeah, it does. It totally
Yeah,
does.
it's almost.
Yeah.
Also, another case of maybe don't translate the comic book costume. Maybe
Yeah.
not.
It kind of just looks like, okay, when you're putting on that outfit, like you're making a decision,
Yeah,
and it's not a good one.
Yeah.
It's just not a good one.
but the trailer I thought looked really good.
Yeah,
The
the
trailer,
trailer
the
looks
trailer's
really good.
incredible, and they
Yeah.
only shot for 5 weeks. The
They've
trailer
only
looks.
shot, and to be fair, there's no effects in there at all.
It's just-
the only effect is Magneto pulling Professor X's chair towards
Yeah.
him. So
I
Which
like
is
this.
just being nice.
yeah, it's not really a use of power. It's like, come here. Come on.
You guys all know my thoughts on Singer. I thought the trailer was as strong as the Deadpool trailer, so I'm very happy with Fox right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah,
and-
me too.
Yeah, I
me
really
too.
like the trailer.
Oh, before we move on from Fox, the Deadpool joke with Green Lantern.
Oh, that's so funny.
that was the
Yeah.
best thing.
That was really
Like,
Please don't make my super
God.
suit green
Or animated. So I just need
so
to-
it got a giant laugh in
That
the hall
got
too.
me
Yeah.
into Deadpool. Like,
Yeah.
That was a great way to open.
With X-Men Apocalypse, we know that the Horsemen are Magneto, Psylocke, Storm, and Angel.
Yeah.
Angel in the trailer, at least from what I saw, looks like he's got the metal wings and everything. So I think it might be Archangel.
That makes sense.
I wish we had time to go over it, but their Entertainment Weekly released today a big rundown of everything that's
Next
going
week.
on. We'll talk about it next week. But go check out Entertainment Weekly if you're listening to our podcast. Go check that out right now, and they've got a great rundown of what to expect.
And Nightcrawler
from the
looks pretty
characters.
sweet. I don't like that he's not fuzzy, but he looks pretty cool.
I agree.
I need fun.
So Netflix, real quick, we've got Daredevil season 2. We've got the first
so
picks of
excited.
that coming up. And we've also got Elektra casting to talk about. So just some quick shots.
Oh, look, a blind guy.
Yeah, it's a blind guy with.
Yeah, there's not really, they don't really reveal too much in
Don't
these
really
pictures.
reveal too much, but it's like, hey, we're filming, and that's kind of fun.
And that's awesome.
Also, last week, Elodie Young was cast as Elektra.
Yeah.
She was in G.I. Joe. She's already been a red-clad
I love
assassin
it. It's just-
ninja.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm on board.
excited.
I'm
yeah.
on board.
I think
know any
I think
word,
that's
but she
cool
looks right.
casting.
And
She looks ethnic and she looks fierce, and that woman can take care of herself.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm in.
That one
Yeah.
image sells me. I don't know any
Yeah,
more work, but
on board.
if
Yeah.
I'm sold after an image, yes.
Yeah, on board. Jessica Jones, we've got pictures of Luke Cage on fire. Have you guys seen those?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, I have.
pretty cool.
That's really cool.
That's
Like,
actually
just-
unrelated to filming. That was just like a really weird.
was
Just
night.
does that.
He had a bad day.
the fondue fell over. It was a nasty
Candle accident.
I just love that, like, we know that, like, he's already got, like, bulletproof skin, but, like, he's also got fireproof skin, and that's a really cool kind
Yeah.
of revelation
Way to
to
show,
have.
yeah.
And, you know, that image just right there, like, I'm
So
sold. I
cool.
can't wait to see the show just from that image.
Yeah.
I
You
really
know?
want Lexi Alexander to direct an episode if they're going to use the Punisher. 'cause
Oh.
Punisher
Yes.
Warzone, that was a wild time.
Yes. All right. We're going to move on to our fans real quick. Shout outs to Jamie Rodriguez, Brian Yetman, Adrian Shawcraft, Sean Burt, Michael Neville, and El Machas. So I tried to get as many as I could in the last minute. Meredith would usually do that, but she's out with techno-organic virus, as we know. So I'm sorry that I can't do much of it. Oh, Brian Yetman wanted a sexy shout-out. Coy or Jenna, do you want to give
Jenna's
a sexy?
I gotta find a birthday. Sexy shout-out.
Sexy shout out
Just give a sexy shout-out to Brian Yetman.
for his birthday.
No, just he wants a sexy shout-out.
Hi, Brian Yemen.
Oh, great. Well done. Do you want to try that now, Jeffrey?
Hi, Brian.
That's just creepy.
Sexy creepy.
I kind of want to leave now.
I just roofied Matt T.
Oh my God, that is sexy.
I have conflicted feelings now. This is really bizarre.
As well you should, woman.
Coy, we gotta run. We gotta go.
Someone's birthday was today, and I wanted to shout them out, but I can't find it.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Someone who is your birthday today, happy birthday. We gotta go.
Happy birthday.
Jamie Rod, I found you.
Jamie Rod,
happy
yes,
birthday,
happy birthday.
Jamie Rod.
Happy
And
Do
then
you your iTunes?
iTunes shoutouts, guys. This was every week they get better. This was my favorite week of iTunes shoutouts.
We may
Big
have to
Roo,
continue next week.
Jake Odinson, 080969, Sad Aaron, D Spoons, J Samritan, Kenny 10728, Scrolling. K Dalton 290. My favorite review of all time came from WAFC Studios, which I sent to you.
Yeah.
You are a gentleman and a scholar. Thank you. You literally spelled out what would you right, what would you wrong. You wrote a paragraph. Thanks for being sexy.
Thank you.
Darth Zero, Dare Imagine, Bacon Forever, Doughboy 129, Fox X Monk 35, and El Drodo. Thanks, guys.
Drodo.
All those were incredible.
Donde
They were
está
4 and
El
5
Drodo?
stars. Thanks, guys.
All right, so sorry we've got to cut it short, but we've got our San Diego Comic-Con big spectacular coming up in like a few minutes. It's us versus the DC show on who may have won Comic-Con.
Before I get negative with the DC guys, I want to say that I'm really excited that X-Men are doing crazy elaborate costumes. I just wish they were slightly different. But overall, I'm very excited, 90%. This was a somewhat negative way to handle Fox, but go Fox.
Yeah, we'll talk more about it next week. Jenna, do you have anything you want to say before we take off?
I'm really tired from Comic-Con.
Okay, Jeffrey?
I'm not going to kill you. I'm just going to hurt you really, really bad.
I hate you so bad.
Is that what you wanted to say, Alan?
No,
You hate Jeffrey?
I thought it was a lame line. Yeah, I loved Comic-Con. I had a great time. Check out the new Crazy Six of Geeks on iTunes. A new episode is up today, later.
All right, Coy.
Spider-Man and Punisher are doing a movie together, completely separate. That's really exciting.
I know,
to
that's
me.
really exciting.
And that's
really
all
cool.
I have to say about life.
That's our show. We've got Wizard World Conventions in Richmond, Chicago, and San Jose. Don't forget to subscribe to our show on iTunes. Also find us on Facebook /Marvel News Show or on Twitter @Marvel News PTN. That's our show. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
Views expressed herein are those of the hosts only, do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners and principals.